Have you ever wondered how security guards or police officers decide when to use force? The answer lies in the use of force model. GC Tactical provides an understanding of the National Use of Force model as part of the Use of Force training program. This model is a critical tool, acting as a guide for security personnel in making split-second decisions when faced with a perceived threat. It's about assessing the situation and responding in a way that maintains safety for all involved. Now, you might be thinking, why is this topic and model so important within the GC Tactical Training Program? Well, imagine being in a situation where you need to quickly decide how to respond. The use of force model provides a framework to make that decision, ensuring that the response is proportionate to the threat level. It's not just about using force, it's about using the right amount of force at the right time. And it's not only for the safety of the security officer or the police, but also for the person posing the threat and the general public around them. Understanding the use of force model is crucial for every security officer and law enforcement professional, ensuring they respond correctly to any situation. The use of force model is like a ladder, with each step representing a different level of response. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up. The first rung of the ladder is presence. This is the most basic level of force, where simply the presence of an officer or a security guard can act as a deterrent. It's a silent yet powerful message that says, "Hey, I'm here, and I'm watching." Moving up a step, we find dialogue. This is where officer communication comes into play. It involves verbal commands, persuasion, or negotiation. Remember, words can be incredibly powerful tools when used correctly. It's all about creating a dialogue, de-escalating the situation, and if possible, resolving it without having to move any further up the ladder. Next on the ladder is empty hand control. This involves physical techniques that can be broken down into two categories: soft like guiding or holding, and hard like strikes or takedowns. It's important to note that these methods are used when presence and dialogue aren't enough to manage the situation. Above that, we have intermediate weapons. These are non-lethal tools like pepper spray, batons, or tasers if you happen to be carrying any of these items. Now, of course, not everyone is carrying these use of force options, however the same methods apply. They're used when empty hand control isn't sufficient, but lethal force isn't yet warranted. At the top of the ladder is lethal force. This is the last resort, only to be used when there's an immediate threat to life. It's a step that no one wants to take, but sometimes it's a necessary one. Each rung of the ladder corresponds to a specific level of threat that is displayed by the subject. This is called the subject behavior according to the use of force model. Your response as a law enforcement professional should be proportional to the subject behavior. If someone's just being loud and disruptive, you're not going to jump straight to using an expandable baton. You'd start at the bottom, with presence and dialogue, and only escalate if necessary. As we can see, the use of force model ensures a measured and proportional response to any perceived threat. So, how is the use of force model applied in real-world situations? The GC Tactical Training Program will guide you with this topic. So let's dive in. The use of force model isn't just a theoretical concept, it's a practical tool for everyday situations. Imagine an unruly individual at a concert. The security guard's response would likely begin at the lowest level, perhaps verbal persuasion or a gentle physical guide. However, if the person becomes aggressive and possibly starts using a bottle of alcohol as a weapon, the security officer might escalate to a higher level of force, like using an expandable baton. Now picture a different scenario, a peaceful protest or an employment strike. Here, the response might never need to go beyond officer presence and open communication, demonstrating the importance of situation assessment and appropriate response. In each instance, the model offers a roadmap, guiding the security officer's actions based on the subject's behavior. Understanding and applying the model is key to maintaining safety and order in all situations. Remember, the use of force model is not just a tool, but a guiding principle for every security officer, helping to maintain safety and order in all situations. In conclusion, the use of force model is an essential guide for every security officer. It serves as a compass, directing officers' actions based on the behavior of the subject they encounter. The key to this model is its proportionality, meaning that an officer's response should always be proportional to the threat posed. It's not about using maximum force, but the right amount of force, at the right time. Each step in the model holds its own significance, from officer presence to verbal communication, and ultimately, the use of physical force if necessary. Remember, the goal is to gain control while minimizing harm. This model is a tool to ensure that the force used is not just lawful, but ethical and necessary. By understanding and applying the use of force model, security officers can ensure they respond appropriately to every situation, maintaining both their safety and the safety of those around them.